Let's make lemonade. Let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go, 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 go!
Six!
It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Willis Cadillac. Escalades are available right now, which rarely happens. They also have Escalade allocation open, so you can order your Escalade today. Start your journey at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Good morning, YouTubers. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like and leave your comments in the comment section. And, of course, follow us on our social media channels and call the show at 515-517-2303. USA! 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 What's up, Ross Peterson?
Some fun yesterday morning.
Man, I tell you what, I got a text from Brooks Reynolds at about 6:30 in the morning. He's suffering big-time jet lag, right? And he goes, man, I only slept like 2 hours. I'm up watching the hockey game. And I'm like, damn, I forgot about the hockey game. So at 6:45, I come down to the office, I turn it on, and I was glued to the set for 3 hours, Ross, as I watched what – and I'm not this hockey aficionado, right? I'm not – I don't bleed the hockey stuff. But I've seen enough hockey, not at the highest level. I've been in the junior hockey, the college hockey stuff. I've never been to an NHL game. But of all the hockey I've watched plenty of Stanley Cup finals. It was by far the best hockey game I've ever seen in my life. Ever.
Ever. I can't push back on it. That's a lot of fun. My buddy, not only had, I didn't get a chance to go, but my buddy Alan had like a game watch party. I mean, he's like, I'm getting everybody together. Puck drops early. Come on over. Flag's like, I'll just be going to bed. I'll just slide over to end the night. And they had it was a big deal. I had the kids this weekend and we had church on Sunday morning. So my phone was buzzing the entire, I knew something was going on because I'm like, man, what is happening? What is that? And then I pulled my phone and I'm like, oh, I got to get home and watch this. So fantastic. And awesome to see how many people were watching that together. And it does seem like for the first time in a long time, kind of a collective experience where a lot of us got to cheer. 99% of us were cheering for the same team.
The interesting part was it happened 46 years to the day of the Miracle on Ice in 1980. And I was not aware of this. Maybe call me dumb or just didn't pay attention. It's the first gold medal in the Olympics for the United States hockey team since 1980. And
that doesn't sound right to me. When I heard that, I thought, no, we just won something a couple years ago. Like, no, that was like the Hockey World Cup or
the
World
Championships.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like soccer where there's a lot of different things. That we won one of those. I thought the same thing, Travis. I didn't realize it'd been since 80 that the U.S. men. Clarification there that the U.S. men had won a goal, and maybe that's part of I don't think we're confusing the women, but we've been dominant in women's hockey, so maybe.
I think the interesting thing about this is why it captivated so many people. Is you had the Olympic recipe for drama, meaning you never thought the arch rival and enemy would be Canada, right? But you have maybe this political atmosphere that's going on right now, but you also have the two teams that have stated they don't like each other. And when you have two teams who openly say, yeah, there's hatred there, it kind of it fuels the fire a little bit. And you're like, oh man, it was fast skating. It was intense,
hard hitting.
I tell you what, Jack Hughes is going to be the hero because he's got the goal in overtime. But Connor Hellebuyck, who is the goalie, was just incredible. He had 41 saves. If you look at what Canada was doing on the ice and skating, you'll see a lot of their fan base. You guys don't know hockey. We dominated the game. Scoreboard, bitch. Scoreboard. That's all that matters. is the scoreboard, and Connor Hellebuyck had 41 saves. Ross, they were on a 5-on-3 power play, I think, in the second period and got through it. I mean, it's just when you go 5-on-3, you're like, oh, something's going to happen with this much talent out there. And Hellebuyck was just put a hell of a performance together.
Why is this true? Oh, I like this. Now when we put up comments, I don't feel like that's happened for a while, has it? Look at Jason's smiling face at us. Jason says, I wish I could get into NHL like I do Olympic hockey. What is that? Because I would agree, Jason. I don't have a favorite NHL team. Maybe is that it? Is that when they put on the colors, they've made the favorite for me.
It's the laundry, dude. It is the laundry.
But even the players, as you talked about, Travis, there was extra stink. There was extra flavor on this game for the guy for the guys with the skates on.
And what's different about hockey players, maybe more than any other team or individual sport in the Olympics? Hockey players don't care. They're like, I don't like them. I don't like them. There's hatred between us. We want to beat them. I mean, hockey guys are the best interviews. They have no filter. They tell you they wear their emotions on their sleeves, and they are unapologetic about it.
The constant chirping. They're masters. If you know a hockey guy, you know his tongue is the only thing sharper than his blades. Ooh, that's a good one.
Ooh, look at you. Look at you. Look at you.
I'm off and running on a Monday. So that was fun game. Fun way. That wraps up the Olympics, right? We're done now?
The Olympics are over. That was like the grand finale, and it was just spectacular, and it was golden. And I was sitting there going, so yesterday I'm thinking, okay, how can we talk in great depth about this? Who do we know that can talk in great detail about USA Hockey, who's been part of the national program, who lives and breathes this, coaches some of these guys, has coached guys even at the Iowa Wild. So who do we call, Ross?
The man.
We call the man, the myth, the legend. We call the one, the only Tim Army. Tim Army, it's always good to see you, sir.
Great seeing you guys again. Always great to see you guys again.
You know, we're going to start with, let's start with that gold medal game. And that is, what a game, Coach. I watched that entire thing, and it was the best hockey game I've ever watched in my life.
It was a terrific game. They are the two best teams in the world. You know, the Russians could say, if the Russians were in the tournament, they have really deep, and they've got great goaltending. The Swedes are really good, and the Finns are good. They're all made up of NHL players. But I think right now, these are the two best hockey nations in the world. So the two superpowers going at it. And it's been, you know, the rivalry is really heated. It's heated athletically. It's gotten emotional with some of the goings on between the two countries in general. It was elevated last year in the Four Nations tournament, and that final was great too. You know, that was an overtime final, and the U.S. we had a couple of great chances to win that game. Bennington was outstanding, and then McDavid was able to score the big goal in that game, and that was great theater and great hockey. I think this being on the Olympic stage, again, it made it obviously with so much at stake. It was so much at stake. The two rivals going at it, the two best countries in the world going at it, and it was a fantastic hockey game. And it went down to, you know, ultimately Jack Hughes was able to take advantage of his opportunity and to win it for the U.S.
Trav, I didn't know if you wanted to continue with it. No. Listen, Coach, that nationalism, because there was some extra stink in this game, as Travis and I've kind of talked about a little bit. But when inside the locker room, does that nationalism play? Does that show itself inside a locker room of an NHL locker room or an AHL locker room, which is very diverse? But do you see that? I'm not saying cliquey thing, but is that part of the chirping that happens?
I think it's part of the competition. That rivalry is part of the competition. And I think Brady Tkachuk said it yesterday. Said, you know, it's heated. There's a little hatred there, and I think it goes both ways. And so it's no different than NHL rivals playing each other in a playoff series, or two NFL rivals playing each other in a playoff series. There is an added element of the competition, the ability to try to be better than who you're playing against. But different factors come into that emotionally. And I think in this case, yeah, there is some emotion outside of just the competition that creates this rivalry between the two nations. And I've coached U.S. teams in the past in the World Championships and the World Cup of Hockey and some U18, U17 events. And there is definitely a big brother, little brother feel to the U.S. and Canada. And they've kind of always had that. They've always been able to kind of take advantage of us at the big moment. We have won some, most notable in 96, the World Cup in 96. And we won both in Montreal to win that. It was a 2-out-of-3 series, which was a tremendous win for the United States. And I think that's generated this next wave. I think that was precipitated, or that was related to the 80 Olympic win. But you run into that. And of course, now Canada won in 02 in Salt Lake. They beat us in the gold medal game. In 2010, they beat us in overtime. Sidney Crosby scores in the gold medal game in overtime. They beat us 1-0 in Sochi in the semifinals. They win the 16 World Cup. They beat us in 4 nations last year. So there is that number one, there is definitely some friction between the two countries in that environment. It's a competitive nature of it. And it's kind of a nature where you go, okay, I want to beat my big brother. It's time. We're not the little brother anymore. It's time for us to assert ourselves, make sure that we know that we're not only just equals, we're better than they are now.
So it happened on like 46 years to the day to the Miracle on Ice. Where does this gold medal, which by the way is the first since 1980, rank in that hockey lore?
Well, we'll go down in hockey lore. It's just completely different than 1980. I mean, that was a miracle because, for instance, we beat there weren't that many Europeans playing in the National Hockey League then. So most of those Russians in today's standards would be playing in the NHL. So we had a group of college kids essentially beat an NHL team at that time. And the same with the Swedes and the Finns. You know, we had to tie the Swedes early in the tournament. We had to beat the Finns on that second game. Everybody forgets we had to beat the Finns to win the gold medal. But a lot of those guys be in the NHL today, but they didn't play in the NHL like they do now. So that was completely different. It's a group of college kids led by a visionary coach in Herb Brooks. And it set the model for us. Even Squaw Valley in 1960 is more similar to the Miracle in Lake Placid because it was college kids that won that tournament. So it's totally different in a sense of I think everybody wants to make it similar to Lake. It's not. It's different, but it will go down. Like the 96 World Cup team, which was made up of NHL players, great NHL players, like Keith Kachuk, whose 2 boys are now playing on this team. It will go down in the lore as a monumental victory for the United States in ice hockey. And you have to remember, this is sort of a reflection on what USA Hockey has done and the development process here in the United States. And after 96, and I think 96 spurred a lot of this next generation.
Makes sense.
And it led us to now, whereas I think 80 led to 96, and 96 has led us here. But, you know, the ADM model that's in all the different regions around the country. My grandson's going through it now at 5 years old in Colorado.
ADM.
It's a development model.
Okay.
For essentially youth hockey. And it's all about it's rink size and it's skating based on skating and puck skills and concepts. It's just not playing games. It's introducing kids to a really base of development at a young age. And they do mix in some scrimmaging. But when I was a kid playing, when I was 8 years old or 7 years old, we played in the full rink. So the best skater dominated. Now they play on a third of the rink. They play in zone. And so it allows more kids to compete, to have success. So this model is throughout the country now. And it's beginning to develop this base of players. And then that leads us to, for instance, our regional camps, our national camps at 17, 16, 15, 14 now in the summertime, the exposure of the American player. of course, the national program development program model in that they developed, where a lot of these guys played, has really put us in a different frame in the world, and that's why we're winning a lot of World Juniors, because we're bringing our players through the system now, and it's a coordinated system through USA Hockey. It's consistent teaching. It's not a renegade system. And it mirrors, like, for instance, if you go to Finland, you watch these little Finnish kids skate. They play in their program, and they develop in that program. We've now, the USA Hockey has developed a real model, the ADM program, and then that leads us to the kids getting older, and then they're playing in their regional camps and national camps. Then they go on, if they're good enough, they play in the national development program, and that's really lent itself to creating this base of players. And it's improving the skill level, the ability to read the play, the skating, the puck skills along with the skating, the process the game quickly. It has brought us to a different level. The one area that we have struggled is at the senior level, the top men's level. We have struggled, and not in the sense of medaling. We've won plenty of bronze medals in the World Championships. We've won silver medals in the Olympic Games, but we haven't won that tournament. And the reflection on USA Hockey is winning the World Championships last spring, the gold medal, and now winning the gold medal in the Olympic Games at the senior level, the very, very best level in the world. And so that, I think, is really a reflection of USA Hockey, its governance, its vision, the people they have working in these programs. It has broadened the base. It has increased a better skill level, a better player, and more depth. And we haven't had that kind of depth. Our depth now matches Canada, and that's huge. And, a few other things have happened in the country. Minnesota's always had elite players. Michigan always had elite players. If you go back to the late 60s and early 70s, Bobby Orr blossomed hockey in New England. I grew up at that time. It all changed with Bobby Orr and the Bruins. Mario Lemieux changed the Rust Belt states in our country. And then, of course, Gretzky going to L.A. created this base in the Sun Belt. So there's far more kids playing. So you think of the base of kids is greater. There's more kids playing. We're drawing better athletes, and the coaching and the teaching is better and consistent. And now what you get to in 2026 in an Olympic final against a Canadian team that is outstanding, that has Hall of Famers on that team, just like the U.S. team does. But we can now match them player for player, goalie for goalie, defenseman for defenseman, forward for forward. And now there's not any difference anymore. And now it's that close. And today we win that game in overtime. It was a brilliant game. It was a wonderful game. You have to, everybody involved in the Olympics wanted that to happen.
Yeah.
And it didn't disappoint. And across the country, it's huge. And so as I look at it from the outside, but having worked for USA Hockey for years, having my own boys go through it, now my grandson going through it, it's a reflection of the executive governance and the vision of USA Hockey. And it relates back to Herb Brooks, Lou Vero. These guys were visionaries. They went to the Soviet Union. They watched how Tarasov trained. They watched what the Russians did, and we began to implement it. And now it's a bit of a hybrid because we have to cater it to what, you see the emotion of our players. That's what we are as a country. We're emotional. We wear our heart on our sleeve. And you listen to Jack Hughes after the game, Quinn Hughes after the game the other day. That's what it's like. And so you add all this talent, you add that panache, for lack of a better term, the characters, the personality. And then you add a point where the U.S. finally says, it's done. Now it's our time. And they did it today. And I think that's what makes it such a monumental win. Yeah. And certainly years from now, 100 years from now, 50 years from now, you'll be talking about it because it's had such an impact on ice hockey here in the United States.
That I've given the first of all, I would say, have you guys seen the clip? The guy at the bar in New York during the second intermission who stood up, dressed like Herb Brooks, stood up on the bar and gave the speech.
I didn't see that.
It's
No.
amazing. I've given the Olympics a really hard time over the years, Coach, but I would say this is one of the things that's brilliant, not only by them and the NHL. We don't get a game like this if they don't allow the NHL players to compete in this fashion. So I guess, a little bit of a hats off or kudos or congratulations on them working together to be able to allow not only the professionals to play, but then the NHL to take that break to allow this. We've had some of our hockey fans have kind of gone back and forth about that. We've had people that were upset about that in real hockey circles. They see the great benefit of something like this.
It's
Okay.
awesome. Yeah, I think there's, so if I look at college sports now, I don't like the NLI. I don't like the portal because that's not what college sports is all about. That's my opinion. That doesn't make me right. I'm not saying I'm right, but I grew up in a different time. And for me,
I would also say, Coach, you grew up in a different sport. Hockey just wasn't a huge money generator at the college level, whereas football now we're talking about billions of dollars. So, but we would agree that what you did in college and what your experience there was probably that more genuinely true vision of what college sports was supposed to be.
Well, not only that, but you got the benefit of like the USHO and those juniors that could come out when they're 20, 21. That's why I always loved hockey players in college. They were men. They knew how to address the media. There was something different about a hockey player in college than a basketball player or football player because they were men by the time they got there.
Yeah, and hey, listen, I get it. And times change, right?
Yeah.
So for me, you walk around campus with your Letterman jacket, and you go see the soccer team play, or you go watch the baseball team play, whatever it happens to be. Go watch my wife run track, or it was different. But I think there are those people that still go back to Squaw Valley, Lake Placid, these little villages that could host the Olympics with college kids. And it had that amateur feel to it of what the Olympics were essentially. And we're never going to have the Olympics in Lake Placid again. As great as it was, it's not going to happen. It's changed. And some of it is some of the communist bloc nations changed it. And the Russians changed it because they were sending over their best players, which are NHL level players. They were competing against NHL teams and NHL All-Star teams. So you have to adjust to it. And I think we see that now. And it as a hockey fan or as a hockey coach or just loving the game, there's nothing like best on best. The Four Nations was ridiculously good last year. The World Cup in 2 years will be unbelievable hockey. And this is great hockey. This is awesome. This is what you want. And it is great that the NHL, NHLPA, the IIHF, the Olympic, the International Olympic Committee can coordinate this. And it is the NHL teams. It's a concern. So we had 5 guys over there, and we had Jackson Lacombe with the U.S., Lucas Dostal and Radko Gudas with Czech, and Mikael Graham with Finland. Leo Carlsson was hurt; he had surgery, couldn't go play for Sweden. He probably would have really helped Sweden, but you also worry about guys getting hurt. So Pittsburgh now comes back with Sidney Crosby possibly out. You don't know the extent of his injury. Josh Morrissey got hurt for Canada. Is he out? Winnipeg's trying to make a run to get back in the playoffs. Mikael Granlund in the bronze medal game yesterday got cross-checked late in the game and went to the boards awkwardly. So we're watching, and now he's going off. He's going by the bench, down the tunnel, back to the locker room. We're like, what's going on? And he's one of our best players. We need him. So you have that concern. Every team, every coach, every manager, every team has that concern. But for the growth of the game, to have to stage this kind of event, unfortunately, there will be a little trauma to it. But ultimately, it is the best thing for hockey worldwide, and the growth of the game and the way that the game can extend to the average viewer. And maybe we attracted a few more fans. It's interesting in our country because people really get behind the red, white, and blue. But that doesn't always have coattails after.
Yeah, right.
True. Very
so
true.
I'll watch events in the Olympics. I love watching the figure skating, for instance. We'll use that as an example. But I probably won't watch any figure skating for 4 years. And it doesn't mean that it's not unbelievable athletes. It just, it's just not in your mainstream. You got other things that you're doing, that type of thing. So I don't think this always has coattails as much as people love what happened today. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to turn into an NHL game and watch us play Edmonton on Wednesday night. Right. I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know. Right. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But I think what it will do, what it does do, is maybe there's more kids out there that say they're folks, I want to go play hockey.
Yeah.
And maybe that's where you feel it. And I think that's generally more that has happened to the game, is that not so much ratings or people that are watching, because we fill our buildings in the league. There's a specific hockey fan, but as you can see, the growth of the game in the United States with kids playing, boys and girls, it's incredible. And so I think you'll feel its impact. I think you'll feel its impact more in that than getting casual fans to watch an NHL game on a Thursday night. That's just my sense. That's how it's kind of played out. But it is still, as a hockey person, you're very proud because it's your game, and we think it's the best game in the world. To see it play out on the world stage like that and see people appreciate the athletes, it's pretty cool. It's very exciting.
So one of your former Iowa Wild players, Matt Boldy, was on the team. What do you remember? Because I think he played in 21 and 22. What do you remember about Matt Boldy playing for you?
He came at the end of it was that COVID shortened season. We only played 34 games. He came at the end, played 14 games for us. And his length, his puck skills, he was adjusting to the pace of the pro game a little bit. He had the ability to do it, maybe adjust some things in his approach with his legs. Absolutely brilliant, though. One of those guys over the years that I've had that just saw the game in slow motion, and the way he could see the chess pieces and play with the chess pieces. Absolutely brilliant, great stick skills, great processor, great shot. And he was big and strong and long, and was a better skater than I believe people thought he was leading into his draft year and leading into his pro career. He had a great run with us in those 14 games. And then he went to camp the next fall. So it'd been the fall of 21. And he had a great, with Tom Curver's tournament, we beat Chicago both games, and he and Marco Rossi were lights out. He played great. But as they went into training camp, there was some pressure on him, and he struggled a little bit in camp. He got hurt at the end of camp. I think people in the organization were disappointed that he wasn't where they had expected him to be, but there was a lot of pressure on him to come in and have an immediate impact. So they sent him back to us in Des Moines. I remember him coming in, and I just came in the office. I said, listen, we got to get you touching the puck again. You just got to get at it. Forget what's happened over the last 3 weeks. We got to get you healthy, because he still wasn't healthy. And we get out there, touch the puck, make plays, and play your game. And we talked a little bit about things like moving his feet a little bit more, being more available to the puck, which he had to get used to because he was so good. He could get away with standing still a little bit at the World Junior level, at Boston College. But at the pro level, the NHL level, he was going to have to add that element to his game. Skating was there, and he really has now. So he went up. So we had him for 10 games. He played really, really well. And they brought him up right after the Winter Classic. Remember, they played the Blues in Minnesota, and it was that ridiculously cold day there. And they called him up right after that. I never thought we'd see him again. We actually were in Manitoba. I told him and Marco, you're going up. I did think we'd see Marco again, but I didn't think we'd see Bowles again. He scored his first game in Boston. We never saw him again. He keeps getting better. He does. He moves with the skill level, and the mind is all there. It's just innate to him. But his legs now, he's big and strong and long, and he's become more physical. And he's one of the best players in the National Hockey League now. Not just in the American team, across the National Hockey League. He's one of the best players in the National Hockey League. He's outstanding. He was terrific in Four Nations. He was terrific in the Olympics. The goal he scored today, I think the goal he scored today, if you look at it, it's a microcosm of what he is as a hockey player. It showed everything in that one instance of what he is as a hockey player, but he's also can kill penalties. He's good defensively. He's an elite player in the National Hockey League. And it obviously, having had him all those years ago with in Des Moines, you're really proud of it and really excited about it.
And now he's an Olympic gold medalist. And Coach, I tell you what, we could do 2 hours with you.
Yeah, love this, man.
It'd be very easy. I miss this. We miss you. I hope everything's going well in Anaheim. And let's not be strangers as the season goes along.
You call anytime. And we're sitting in a playoff spot right now. So we got 26 games to go. It's going to be a sprint now. We go basically every other night. We play Wednesday. It's every other night till the end of the season. So we're in a spot. Now we got to finish the deal. So we're looking forward to getting going against Edmonton on Wednesday night. And that's all our focus right now. Tomorrow, everybody will be back. Jackson won't be back, but everybody else will be back. And we'll get our sights set on Wednesday night. Be ready to go for Edmonton.
All right, Coach. Thanks for your time. We'll catch up soon.
Thanks, guys. Great talking to you. Always great talking to you.
See you, Coach.
Wow. You know, Coach can talk. I mean, people who've listened to this show for a long time know that Coach can talk, but it's always good to catch up with him, Ross. And a lot of people are asking what he's up to now. He's an assistant with the Anaheim Ducks. That's why it was a recorded interview. It would have been 4:30 in the morning out there. And he's like, hey, can we get this recorded? And we obliged.
Yeah, that was every coach can talk.
Yes.
Like every coach, you can come on and go, man, that guy, you asked him a yes or no question. He went for 7 minutes because he's a coach. He runs a 2-hour practice and doesn't shut up for the 2 hours when he like he has an energy. He has that passion. I love that about some people that are really, really passionate about their thing. That's Coach. Drips off of him, man. It's so awesome.
And he used the word early on. He called it theater yesterday, and that's exactly what it was. It was great theater, and that's what sports are, theater.
What a good call on him, though, to talk about that generational thing that happened. And we had some really good comments, really good hockey conversation happening in the comments there. But that generational thing that happened, Travis, from 1980 to 1996, and now here we are. What would that be? 32 years later, but you've seen the growth of the game and how those things, they take hold, and it takes a while, but they do have an impact.
I think where you're going to see it. Let's watch women's basketball in 10, 15 years because of the Caitlin Clark effect, right? Yeah. Of just how much that game elevates. We've seen soccer elevate, especially probably at the women's level. Hasn't happened at the men's level. The men need to have some success in the World Cup to maybe take that to another level. But you're right about the elevation that takes place, man, after you get a win.
Trav, remember, we had that conversation. Tell me if I'm crazy. Remind me I'm insane, because I am. We had that conversation a couple days ago about how Indiana used to be basketball mecca, right?
Yep.
Well, think about that. What we were talking about was from the 80s. We were remembering from the 80s. Think of Hoosiers. That Hoosiers story that captivated the entire state and made everybody in Indiana go, yeah, basketball. That takes time to take hold. I hadn't thought about the Caitlin Clark effect. That's something to watch for and it's happening already. But in 10 to 15 years, Iowa might be like some sort of women's basketball mecca type thing.
Very good possibility.
Yeah. All right.
Again, thanks to Tim Army for joining us. Good stuff on the USA gold medal. And by the way, Jack Hughes, did you see he knocked his teeth out, Ross? He was bleeding.
Yeah. What a scene.
Picture perfect.
Hey, I want to say hi to Kira. Did you see this? She's a big hockey fan. Just happened to find the stream this morning. She's watching from Russia. Well, Kira, thank you so much. Kira.
Well, I don't know what time it is in Russia. But you can tune in every single morning at this exact same time.
Afternoon for her.
We are big in Russia now. Spread the word in Russia. I don't know if you can use Gary Presnall to buy a home in Russia, but if you're in Iowa, you can buy a home with Gary Presnall because he's a mortgage banker with Northwest Bank, financing residential homes for the past 25 years. He offers VA, FHA, and IFA first-time buyer loans and conventional new construction loans, and all approvals are done locally by Northwest Bank. Gary can get you your loan approved in 30 minutes or less, and it can happen after hours, even on weekends. So trust Gary Presnall to get you in your home. Best contact, well, call him at 515-975-6767. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
My name's Gary Presnall, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat Norm. Norm knows football, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert.
Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm Steve Olinger, Service Director here at Willis Nissan. February is here, Valentine's Day is right around the corner. Love is in the air. It's time to give your car some love. Take advantage now until April 30th. Buy 3 tires and get the 4th for $1. Go online today at willisnissan.com or give us a call to schedule your tire installation.
Hi, it's Noel. If you're thinking about popping the question, start with a jeweler you can trust. At Fiscus Jewelers, we offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, featuring stunning engagement rings and rare and forever natural diamonds, pre-screened with advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together, and our CAD drawings are always free. And when it's time to say I do, don't forget the guys. We offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Refresh your home with floors you'll love. Iowa Floor Covering offers beautiful hardwood, waterproof luxury vinyl, carpet, and tile for every room. Stop by their Bondurant showroom or go to iowafloorcovering.com for a free quote. Ross, since we're global now, Kira actually says this. She's been to Iowa before. She spent a night in Waterloo driving from Minneapolis to Nashville once.
If you could have somebody go to one town in Iowa and then go back to Russia and say, hey, I went to Iowa. Here's what it is. Would you want Waterloo to be that?
No. Waterloo wouldn't be it. Dubuque definitely wouldn't be it. Burlington wouldn't be it.
Now listen. Pull into Dubuque, hit the right hotel. You're staying in the river, the beautiful bluffs. You could pull out and be like, man, Iowa's gorgeous. It's like almost a mountain type state. Dubuque might be actually the one. Kira says it seemed nice. Then never mind everything I'm saying, Kira. Here's what I would say. The rest of the state, even better. Even better.
Kira, we need to prepare you. And now we've adopted you now because if you come here every day, you're going to be welcomed into that chat community. That's like a family right there, and you're like one of them. You're one of them.
I guarantee we have folks listening from Waterloo. So
yeah.
Thanks, Kira. Appreciate you listening.
I know some people are probably wondering about this, and we have to bring it up because the Rush Radio Show played in the Courage on the Court wheelchair basketball tournament over the weekend. We went 2-0. We dominated.
I've got the trophy. It's downstairs on the mantle.
Yes, we have a trophy.
Yeah.
We have a trophy. I know everybody was worried about me being able to play wheelchair basketball. I think I eased those pains off the opening tip.
Can I just have the floor for a moment here?
The floor is yours, my friend.
Because I need to start with a giant plate of crow. All right. Now, maybe it was a motivational tactic that worked flawlessly on my end. Maybe. But I'm telling you, I've played with Trav before, right? We've done the sporting events with Travis before. And he was always the cherry picker. He was always the sandbagger sitting down at the offensive end. And he even said that jokingly, like, hey, I don't play defense, right? Here's what we forgot about. This is lean, mean Trav. Folks, let me tell you, a tornado of activity came out of Travis. The folks we were playing had no idea the storm that was blowing in from the east. Or from the west, I should say. Travis came in on fire. Competitive, like the minute we went out on the court, he went laser beam, okay? So here's what happened. Literally the first possession down the court, the other team starts with the ball. It's wheelchair basketball. I want to start with this. The first game we played was against some of the board members, okay?
Oh, those were board members?
Yeah. Travis steals the ball. The lady's got it on her lap, and she's rolling down the court, and Travis, murder ball style, goes flying into her, snatches the ball. Steal, okay? Kicks it to Bill Blank. Travis spins a 180. He's like Usain Bolt down the court. Bill Blank, overhand pass. Travis catches it and one-hands it like Dr. J style. Catches it and just lays it in, spins around and looks at me like, you ready for the show? Welcome to the show, mother. That's what happened. Bill Blank. So we get out. I mean, obviously, I realized right away, like, oh, they ain't going to need me here.
We needed Bill.
We need Bill. Bill's a facilitator, isn't he?
Well, listen. By the second game, Ross knew. I need to back up because we got done with the second game.
Hold on. Let me get, because I got to get people in the mood for what Bill Blank brought to the table. Okay, because Bill was our injury. Nobody knew this. Bill had a torn labrum and he was hurt.
I didn't know that.
We kept that under wraps because we didn't want people using it against us. Okay, we didn't want people going after them, but he didn't show it at all. In fact, Bill had defensive tactics that we hadn't seen before. Like, for instance, we're up like 10-2 in the first period, in the first quarter. and the board members get a breakaway, and they're going to score a basket. And the lady's wheeling towards it, and Bill's coming up behind her to play defense, but he can't get in front of her. So as she goes to release the shot, Bill barks at her. Oh!
We get done with the second game, and poor innocent Justin Miller, okay? 25-year-old who looks like he's 17. Trav, you always said you were competitive. I had no idea how competitive you really are. And even Anjanette goes, man, she goes, you've always been like this. You get on the court and something just switches in you, and I don't like to lose.
But I've played with you before, and I never saw that. You know why? And I'm not kidding. I think it was just that you were like, didn't care. You showed up today. You showed up on Saturday with a different fire. It was awesome. Amazing.
Maybe it's because you were doubting me.
My expectations were low. I'm going to be honest. Because again, from previous experience.
So and I was getting frustrated by the end of the second game because I loved when me, you, and Bill were on the court because we understood it was the age is wisdom. You brought the youngins, and I was getting very frustrated by your we're 2 games in, and I got this kid chucking 19 footers. I'm like, I go, what are we doing here?
All right, got to go back again to the very beginning. Because my thought was we got 3 old guys, and basically we had 4 younger guys. Justin, Eli's buddy Ryan Champion, who's a high school, who is the best basketball player of our group, and then Mark Charter showed up, and Mark ended up big thanks to Agency Iowa, ended up buying all of our like extra stuff for the fundraiser. And he brought Seaton along, and I said, well, if you bring Seaton, I'm at least going to let him play rather than just sit there and watch us. So Seaton would enjoy doing this as well. So we had 4 younger guys to play, right? When I get there, my thought was we're going to mix it up. We're going to keep some young guys on the court with some old guys, right? We get there. Travis comes to me, and I swear to God, nobody that knows Travis is going to be surprised by this. He says to me, who's starting? I said, well, I was thinking maybe we let the young guys, and Travis goes, what'd you say to me? The stars of the show start the game. People here see the stars of the show. And I was like, oh, he means it. He was, me, you, and Bill, we're out there first. Let's go. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing.
We built like a 10-0 lead after the first
quarter.
We
were just dominating teams. So in the second game, again, we're dominating. We're going into the fourth quarter. We're up like 20-8. Okay. We basically are, the game's over. So I'm going to let one of the young kids play. Eli's buddy, who is the best basketball player in our group. But again, he's playing basketball. He's shooting open jump shots. It's not what you do in this game. You got to play at the rim, right?
I mean, I'm setting picks with wheelchairs. I'm like, go around me, Bill. I'm setting pick and rolls.
We're dominating. So the game's over. So we go to start the fourth quarter of the second game, and I'm like, hey, young man, jump in the chair, have some fun. Travis says no.
I think the words were sit the fuck down right now. I think those were the exact words.
You're not playing. Ross, you're in the game. Get in the game. I'm like, dude, we're going to win. He's like, sit in the chair. So I sat down, and game starts. Now, here's another rule. You're not supposed to make substitutions because the idea is you're supposed to get the idea of being in there for 6 minutes and how tiring it is and all that. But I've got this young man who I brought along to play. He's now sitting on the bench. He's just sitting there. So it's 2 minutes into the 6 minute quarter. Game's over. It's 70-2. I wheel over to the side and I'm like, hey, jump in the chair. So he jumps in the chair. Well, Travis was going down the court, so he didn't see me do this, right? So Travis gets down under the basket. He turns around. Well, now Eli's buddy is bringing the ball up the court, and Travis glares at me like, you got to be kidding me. You did not do this. And Eli's buddy dribbles the ball off his chair and out of bounds. Travis, if looks could kill, like I'm surprised you didn't hear a record scratch in the gym with how intense Travis got all of a sudden. Game's over. Letting a young man get some fun. We had a great time. It is such a fun time. Charter says we're going to get an agency Iowa team next year too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he after being there again, that's usually what happens. You come see something like that and you go, I want to do this. This is a great time.
Did you hear Melissa talk to us after both games? For the first time, they've been doing this 11 years. This was the 11th time.
I can't believe
she probably doesn't want me to talk about this.
I can't believe you're going to bring this up.
But for the first, and folks, if you think I'm competitive, which I am, I'm very competitive. I don't like to lose. Because somebody asked earlier, did we get to play the old station? We would have if Ross would have said yes.
I didn't think you'd want to.
I wanted to put the wood on because they're bragging on their social medias that they haven't lost in 5 years. We would have kicked their ass. It would not even have been close.
I mean, listen, they at this point they are the Tony Kukoc Bulls. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, you stand on the shoulders of giants. No, I'm kidding.
But on Friday, for the first time in the 11 years of Courage on the Court, there were fisticuffs. They had to call security and the cops because there were actual punches to the face.
Travis, after experiencing it, doesn't that blow your mind? Like how much fun that is, and how even when you're competitive, it's lighthearted, and I couldn't imagine getting to the point where I'm like, hey, you man, no.
Yeah, when I was competitive, when I was getting mad, it was more at my own performance, like you miss a layup, or somebody like, you don't take 19-footers in wheelchair basketball. What are you doing?
People are asking who was it that fought? We don't know. And
we don't know.
We didn't ask. And Melissa's like, I'm not going to tell you. She just said, man, for the first time in 11 years, for the first time, I had to get some people out of a chair and say, hey, you guys you're taking this too seriously. I did hear that there was some drama in the KXNO game against KCCI. Okay. Now, unfortunately, video review was inconclusive, but it did seem to me what I was told, because initial reports came to me that KXNO had been taken down by a last-second shot from KCCI. My first response was Alex Sachs. Alex Sachs took him down. She's best player on the court. And they said, no, it was actually Alex Sachs gave the assist to another KCCI employee, drew the defense towards her, did the smart play, right? Handed off to Draymond. Apparently, it was ruled a no basket. No basket. I don't know, some shenanigans by Jason Sudeiko. Leave it to Sudeiko to screw it up, right? So shenanigans by Jason Sudeiko, Alex Sachs with the beautiful facilitation. I'm assuming it was Ed Underberg or one of the other KCCI superstars scored. The game winner waved off. KXNO wins in.
And by the way, if you think I'm competitive, Alex Sachs, I was watching her. She's competitive.
Dude, college soccer player, if I remember right.
Drake. Yeah, I believe it's Drake.
She play at Drake? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we saw her when she walked in. She was intense. She was all over the place.
Game ready, dude.
She was game ready.
Yeah. She said to me one time, stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And I was like, whoa. Or maybe that was Nate Diaz. Yeah, it was Nate Diaz. Sorry.
My wife actually came along on the trip to watch, and she left after game one. She goes, I'm going to Costco. I go, you don't want to watch your husband play wheelchair basketball? She goes, no, I'm going to Costco. I'm going to put gas in the car. And then, I know.
You bought her a ticket and she left at halftime?
She goes, I'm kind of bored. I go, you get to watch your husband.
We could have put her in a chair.
I know.
Next year, we'll put her on the roster.
No,
okay?
She doesn't. No, she won't want any part of that. She won't want any part of that, which is understandable. But I'm just so impressed with Can Play and what they do, and they run such a great organization. And just to be a part of that, to be invited to be a part of that was so cool. And I'm glad we did it. It was a lot of fun. Lots of fun.
Glad you came out and did it. Yep. Wonderful time.
And Ross, you treated me to breakfast at the Waveland. Is that the Waveland West? Is that what they call it down there in Boonville?
Out in Boonville. There you go. Right.
Dude, I saw parts of Des Moines and West Des Moines I didn't know existed.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to, we went by the new Des Moines University. That Recplex is incredible.
Same, dude.
Going back to the Tim Army interview, you walked in, there's so much going on, but all the hockey players walking in, and you just sit there and go, okay, this is that development he's talking about. You're going to have kids playing there and
multiple sheets out there. I mean, that Recplex is something to behold. You've got to spend time walking around it to even understand the whole thing.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, Ryan gave the right locator. For a lot of you that are like, where are they talking about? West of Beach Girls. There you go.
Oh, I didn't know that.
See, that's the thing. That Beach Girls used to be way out west.
Kind of like Porky's, right? It was like,
it was.
Nothing was out there.
My gosh.
Nothing was out there.
And you even had to go down the dirt road. I've heard that you had to go down a dirt road to get to it. I think did somebody say dirt road? Was it? I think it was. That's what it was. I don't remember.
Maybe a dirt road. Maybe.
Can do we have a second? I'll tell you to wrap it up. I'll tell you a wild story. So one time, Eli's just a baby, and my ex-wife had to go out to the West Des Moines campus there, the DMAC campus, and so I happened to drive her out there, and she was only going out there for like an hour or two, so I decided, well, I'll just drive around with the baby in the back seat, and I pull up my map, and I realized the Raccoon River goes real close to that campus. And as I'm looking around, I can see this one little access. I'm like, I'm going to find me a fishing hole today. While I'm driving around, I'll find a fishing hole. So I'm following my map, not paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm driving down a dirt road. I turn, and Travis, like in a horror movie, I'm driving down this dirt road, and a big F-150 pulls out in front of me perpendicular, blocks me. I'm driving along, and all of a sudden, out of the trees, this truck comes and blocks me. And the guy rolls down his window. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm a fisherman. I'm just looking for fishing holes." He says, "There's no river. There's no access back here." I'm looking at the map. I can see the road I'm on takes me there. He's like, "There's no access here. You're coming onto private property. You need to go." I'm like, "Oh, okay, no problem." So I backed out of there and left. And as I left, I realized I was driving towards Beach Girls. You know what I mean? I'd driven past the old sign that was like, "Hey, titties ahead."
One of the coolest spots in downtown Des Moines right now, it's the Empire. Start your morning with fresh coffee, drinks, and made-to-order breakfast sandwiches. Then swing back for lunches like Chicago beef, flatbreads, or chicken pot pie. And don't forget happy hour. Buy one, get one. Free beer, wine, or cocktails from 3 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Perfect for after-work drinks or dinner with friends. The Empire keeps things fast, fresh, and affordable. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
At Iowa Floor Covering, we believe great floors start with great service. Whether you're looking for a plush carpet, durable LVP, timeless hardwood, stylish laminate, or beautiful tile, including custom tile showers, we'll help you find the perfect fit. No pressure, no pushy sales tactics, just honest guidance from a team that listens. DIY Weekend Warrior, we've got the products and advice to set you up for success. Iowa Floor Covering, floors you'll love from people you can trust.
More Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines. With Valentine's Day around the corner, if you're struggling to find the perfect way to show your Mini that you still care, please stop in so we can give it a look over and make sure that it's up to date on its preventative maintenance and repair. Please give us a call or schedule your appointment online at miniofdesmoines.com.
The following advertisement is for people who like to save money.
Do you or a loved one suffer from chronic overspending, getting less but paying more? Then you may have a case of big HVAC. Now is the time to try Priority One. We set our own prices, which means you pay for what you need, not for anything else. And if you need a heating service or a new furnace, now is the time to try Priority One.
Side effects of Priority One include increased happiness, extra peace of mind, and bonus cash for whatever you want. Please use responsibly.
Game on? Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Willis Chevrolet of Granger Collision Center. Immediate availability for collision repairs on most makes and models. They work with most insurance providers to make the process so easy. Recently earned the iCar Gold Class certification. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much for dialing us in this morning. Watching on YouTube from all over the world, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and of course, leave your comments in the comment section. You can follow us on our social media channels and call the show at 515-517-2303. That was a fun first hour, Ross. If people missed it, Tim Army joined us. We talked about our wheelchair basketball game, and we got a lot to talk about in hour number 2. We're going to be joined by Matt Strawn from the Iowa Lottery around 7:30. They got a new game coming out. It was released yesterday, so we'll talk to Matt about that. But the Iowa Hawkeyes were at Wisconsin yesterday. And it did not end well for the Hawkeyes, losing to the Badgers 84-71. The Hawks didn't play bad. It's just Wisconsin played better, hit more threes, and got to the free throw line a hell of a lot more.
They didn't play bad. The other team just played better.
Yeah.
The other team ended the game with more points. Like, that matters.
They shot 47% from the field. The rebounds were even. Only turned the ball over 9 times. It's, Wisconsin went on that 11-0 run in the second half. And kind of took over, and Iowa was up at half 41-40. And that pace, Ross, was too much. Iowa needs to hold those teams in the high 60s, low 70s. The pace was not at Iowa's favor by any means.
Great tempo and pace are great words for this Hawkeye team. I think that's the Bennett Sturts thing. When he can play at his tempo and his pace, and by the way, they have to like you were just saying, they have to force the other team to play at that as well, at that pace as well. And that they couldn't do that. There's not a lot to take away from this loss. I do think it got to that point when you look at it and it's a 13-point loss. I don't even want to say it was closer than because that game with 5 minutes left, that game's getting out of hand, getting ugly, right? Not ugly, but you're like, crap, getting away from us. But dude, is this not a broken record? Like, look at that box score for the Hawkeyes again. Bennett Sturts, you finally get you finally get triple digits out of a few other guys, right? But
double digits, you mean?
Well, that'd be amazing. You'd have won the game.
100? No shit.
You'd have won the game. If I could just 100, you'd win every game. No, you finally get a couple other guys that get into double digits, but you're still it's not enough. There's got to be more guys contributing, or at least somebody that contributes a little more. It can't just be the one-man show of Bennett Sturts on that. And I didn't feel like it was that way the entire game. They did move it around. Combs had a nice game. Banks
was 5 of 6 from the field.
Yeah. Combs only had 4. Banks had 10, 11 for Sage. Fulgaris had 11. Tough day for Koch, man. So I don't know. Not a lot to take away from it. It's when we looked at the Iowa schedule, we knew that there were losses coming and that these were tough games. Playing at Wisconsin's always difficult. And now get these next two, right? You have Ohio State at home, and then is it at Penn State or at Northwestern?
I think it's at Penn State, and then they got to go to Nebraska yet too. But I know Ohio State's up next. That's going to be a Carver Hawkeye.
And the Michigan game in there as well.
I wasn't following. Yeah, forgot about Michigan, who got beat over the weekend. Even though they got beat by Duke. I mean, hell of a game, close game. But and it really happened after the NCAA. Do you like this, that the NCAA kind of gives you an inside look of what they're thinking for the seeds? Because they announced their top 16 seeds. Iowa State was the number 1 seed. 6 of the top 16 after that was announced lost over the weekend, including the number 1 overall seed Michigan got beat. Iowa State got beat. Houston got beat. 6 of those top 16.
What a weird question. Do I like? I love the question. I want to be clear here. Do I like that they give us an inside look? Well, let me be a real dick here. Let me be a smarmy little debatey nerd. I'd like to challenge the premise of the question, please.
Okay, go ahead and challenge the premise, please.
They're not giving us an inside look into what they're thinking. They're teasing us. Just like they do.
It's all marketing.
Just like they do with the college football playoff rankings. And then the night before, they make some drastic decision and they pull the rug out from somebody and everybody goes, well, wait, you were giving us an inside look the entire time. And they go, no. We had these other things. We were thinking something else. We let you guys think that we were thinking another thing. And that's the same thing that this is. And there's, by the way, 1,000 different plays that need to happen between now and Selection Sunday that will allow them to maneuver it around. These things are for us. This is the chicken feed, man, for the fans. Like, means nothing.
It builds interest, gets you fired up to make sure you watch Selection Sunday. But I'm kind of with you. It's like, okay, you teased us. You're flirting with us.
I want to be clear. When I say means nothing, I want to be clear about something. If you're a Cyclone fan, this is very, very, very cool. And to see your team on that one line, it does mean something. It does fire up that engine that's supposed to be fired up, which you should be running anyway if you're a Cyclone fan, right? But it does. it does feed that thing of like, oh man, Rostam, what we're really good, and there is people that aren't close to this see us as one of the best teams, and that's fun. What does it mean? Nothing yet. Nothing yet. And could you be the team that they're going to pull the rug out on, and you end up in a 3 seed for some crazy reason, and they do these mental gymnastics to justify it? Yeah, that could happen. So enjoy it. It was neat. I did see, I had my buddy Ryan Grove sent that to our group right away. It was like, hey, Iowa State's thrown up on the 1 seed. Very cool. Neat stuff. What does it mean? Nothing. It means get excited because your team is in that elite conversation.
And they were the number 4 seed, the last number 1. So it shows you, because people are like, the fact that Iowa State is ahead of Houston is nuts. Well, they just beat Houston. So it shows you, and Houston got beat again. They got beat by Arizona. So the Iowa State can still land on that top one of those number 1 seeds.
Trev, this weekend with all those teams losing, and again, we're getting to that point. We knew this was going to be a really fun weekend of basketball. I mean, Cincinnati just beat up on Kansas. Did you see that game by chance on Saturday morning?
And Peterson's taking a beating again. It's just like, even Dick Vitale wrote, sometimes a divorce is a good thing. And, a lot of people, he may be costing himself, whether he knows it or not. And we've heard Bill Self defend him, saying, hey, it's legit. But I think there's a lot of people going, do we take this guy number 1?
Oh, that's got to be Trav, you got to be seeing like Zion. Can the guy play? Can the guy play? Yeah. Is he going to be out there all the time for us? Or is he going to be, we're going to be dealing with hangnails and.
Well, is he even the best player in the Big 12? You look at this AJ Dubonsa from BYU, who had a triple-double against Iowa State. He single-handedly beat the Cyclones. You go, there's a reason they're paying millions and millions of dollars for that guy. He's really, really good. Really good.
With all those guys, with all those teams losing, do we have to reassess one of those talking points that I've repeated a lot throughout the year, which is there's kind of an elite class of college basketball? I really did think that there was kind of a group of about 5-6 teams, Iowa State in that group, that had separated themselves. And then this weekend I saw 6 of them lose. I'm like, whoa. Is this just, we're towards the end of the season. Guys are starting to wear down. A lot of this stuff is already decided, like with Iowa State is going to be a 1, 2, or 3 seed, no matter what happens. What explain to me?
Say a 1. I would say unless they totally shit the bed, they're going to be a 1 or 2 seed.
Yeah, I'd agree. Explain to me, what do you think on a macro level? What happened this weekend with 6 of those top teams losing? Is this just we're nearing the end of the season? And
well, I think they all, with the exception of Kansas, which. That was to get beat at Fog Allen the way they got beat by Cincinnati was mind blowing. You got Michigan losing to Duke. Okay, you had the number 1 seed lose to the number 2 seed. No big deal.
Yeah,
you had Houston lose to Arizona. You had the number 5 seed, I believe it was, or 6 seed lose to the number 3 seed. That's no big deal. Iowa State lost to BYU. BYU is ranked 23rd in the country. I don't think it's that big of a loss.
I said that's a tough place to play too.
Yeah.
It's good team on the road, tough place to play.
Well, and we talked about it a little bit last week. Shame on the Big 12 conference. Shame on the schedulers for allowing a top 25 matchup to be played at 9:30 at night on Saturday. But you did college basketball. You did the Big 12 conference no favors by
Iowa
playing
State.
that game.
No favors. Those players by having them play that late.
Yeah. Who on a Saturday night wants to stay up to watch a top 25 matchup? You're out doing things or you're in bed. That should have been like a 3:30 in the afternoon game. It would have been what, 1:30, 2:30 in Provo. You don't play that at 9:30 at night.
We are so old.
But even from a fan perspective,
I totally agree with you. It just, you saying it out loud, 9:30 on a Saturday, how dare they? Most of us are asleep. 20-year-old me is rolling in his, I don't want to say it.
You just sit there and go, boy, for as progressive as Brett Yormark is wanting to market his league, he did his league no favors that night.
I mean, I don't. Whose decision is that, Trav?
I think it's the Big 12.
Is it okay?
TV. I think it's TV and the Big 12. If TV would have said, "Hey guys, we're playing this thing at 1:30, 12:30, 2:30," they would have played it at that point. Unless ESPN's going, well, guess what? We can get some late night viewers with a top 25 matchup. I'm genuinely asking whose decision that is. It's not Brett Yormark's. Brett Yormark doesn't sit down and decide. You're right. Probably the end one, but I think I think he could easily say, "Hey, ESPN, we're paying you. You're paying us some money."
All the things that he's doing in a day. At what point does that land on his desk where somebody says, "Hey, Brett, just heads up, they've got Iowa State BYU scheduled for 9:30 Central Time."
It probably doesn't land because he's got a commissioner for basketball. You know, I mean, there's one of those associate commissioners who take care of basketball.
I guess I have no idea whose decision it is to play these games when they play them. If it's the networks, then I would say look at the schedule we had on Saturday. We talked about it like 3 days last week. The Saturday schedule was unbelievably packed with fun games. Who knew that Cincinnati would go to Fog and just pants Kansas like that? And then, so you get, I don't know, I can't, if I'm the network, I don't blame them. If it's the league, then it's an absolute blunder. But I don't imagine that Brett Yormark, who is very good at marketing his league, I don't think he's the one that's sitting down and penciling the start times for those games.
You're right on that. It is the networks.
It is okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, then that's a miss by them, and maybe it's just the fact that they had a.
Or are we being petty because Iowa State got beat? Because if we were BYU fans,
no, we said this we said this on Friday before the game. You said the same thing, so you're not being petty, Trav. You said this before the game. This is crappy, and you just went through the litany of people that suffered because of this, are victims in this. We as fans, a lot of us didn't get a chance to watch it live because we're old, because we go to bed, because we're responsible. We're responsible people that go to bed at a decent hour. And then
we were worn out from playing wheelchair basketball.
Right.
Had ice on the forearms.
Yesterday, I'm walking around. I'm like, why does my back hurt so bad? Feels like I shoveled, and I didn't shovel. I got the new snowblower, which was kick ass, by the way. Oh, that's another big plate of crow I got to eat to you, dude. I didn't even tell you this. I bought the battery powered snowblower. Did I tell you about doing that?
No, I thought you got a 2-stage big old gas powered snowblower.
No. I saw a friend of mine had bought a battery powered snowblower, and he was like, "Man, this thing works amazing." So I went and checked it out. The day I checked it out, it was like a 50% sale. I bought the battery powered snowblower, thinking to myself, this tree
lithium-ion batteries. What are we talking about
doing here? This is ridiculous. And then I fired the thing up, and holy cow, it was great. Worked wonderfully. And the whole time I'm like, I have to tell Travis I was wrong.
Did your batteries make it through the whole thing too?
No, that's one of. I'm gonna have to buy 2 more batteries because
what kind did you get? I'm just curious because I have the Ego. Where I have
this
the
is
really
not
big
Ego.
batteries.
It's like a Xenix is the name of the brand. And so they lasted a half hour or so, but I usually try to do mine and the neighbors because he takes care of me. So I take care of him, and so I couldn't get it all done. I'm sorry. Dusty is so upset. He says, "You hippie, just dye your hair."
By the way, Kira, who lives in Siberia, says it gets to minus 40 there, so batteries don't work in her snowblower.
She lives in Siberia? Is that what she said?
Somebody said that earlier.
Holy cow. 40 below. I mean, it gets cold here, but 40 below.
That's cold. That's really, really cold.
You're really following the chat close now that Kira's in there, aren't you?
Well, it's just weird. It's somebody new. Usually it's the same people every day, which is really cool because it's a community. But then you add the worldly connection of like you're from Russia, and then you throw the minus 40 out there. That's hard not to pay attention to, right? It's like minus 40. I thought I was cold this week when it was 10.
So yeah, I've been. That's my two pieces of crow over the weekend were Travis absolutely was our MVP. It showed up and dominated. He was the Jess Settles of our team.
Good comparison. I like that comparison.
Offense and defense. The pump fakes is what did it for me. You started pump faking, and I'm like, Jess Settles. Bucket, rebound, bucket, steal, rebound, blocked shot. I'm like, oh my gosh. I haven't seen this sort of effort 25 years.
And then the battery-powered snowblower.
And then the battery-powered snowblower, which, again, super light, so I can take it and do clients' houses. And I mean, I was like, oh, I should have done this a long time ago. Anyway.
Now all you have to do is get the battery-powered lawnmower, and you'll be set to go. You'll be like, you'll be a green thumb like me. I have a battery-powered chainsaw, battery-powered snowblower, battery-powered leaf blower, battery-powered lawnmower. I'm all about saving the earth.
Let's enjoy with those lithium batteries. Yeah, right. I just care if it works. I just care if it works. Is it easy? Is it fat? Is it
Dusty? Just get a Subaru. Oh, yes.
I don't.
Yes.
Anyway.
The Iowa women got a nice win yesterday over number 6 Michigan. They beat the Wolverines 62-44, held Michigan way below its scoring average. Michigan, one of the better teams, fighting for maybe one of those top seeds in the NCAA women's tournament. But Iowa has now won, I think, 7 or 8 straight against the Wolverines. Ava Hayden has kind of separated herself, Ross. She is now, and only being a sophomore, she is like the standard for Iowa, meaning she's been averaging 20-some points, almost a double-double a game. She's just really come into her own. She was huge yesterday, 24 points, 10 rebounds. She had 2 steals, a couple blocks, and Iowa looked good yesterday. It was senior day, so it was an emotional day, but just a good win by Iowa in their 50th straight sellout. That was their 50th straight sellout at Carver Hawkeye. And for the most part, they've been legit. There's been some where you're like, okay, you know what I mean by that, right? I mean,
we all know what you mean.
Yeah,
we all know what you mean. Yeah, that's all fantastic stuff. I didn't get a chance to see it, so I can't comment much on it. That it's nice to see that Hayden is coming into her own and kind of become the torchbearer for that team like that. Sounds like a good box score on both sides, but I didn't get a chance to see it. So I did try to watch Trav. I watched the first in the first half, second quarter, flipped it on, had the game on for a little while, and it was bad basketball for a while. The stretch I watched, it was a lot of turnovers. It just was, and it didn't grab me. I'm like,
it's funny because I was we were at my sister-in-law Laura's house last night. I'm like, she goes, watching Iowa women. I said I did, but I go, I got through it, but I go, Laura, I have a hard time watching missed layups and just bad basketball at times, right? I mean, stuff that in the men's game is going to be a dunk. I mean, you're just going to flush it down, and you just
It's not a sex thing. There are men's games that I'm watching. I go, God, game is boring. This game just doesn't have a flow. It doesn't have a feel. And I flipped it on, intending to watch it, hoping to watch fun basketball, watching it with Audrey. And a couple minutes in, I've seen several fouls. You're watching off-ball fouls, turnover. It was like, this is not doing it for me. So Glad that glad it turned out the way it did, and hopefully when we get into March, that'll start to fire me up for the Hawkeye women.
Michigan did turn the ball over 24 times. Iowa turned it over 18 times. Iowa had 21 points off those 24 turnovers. Michigan just 6 points off of Iowa's turnovers. And the other one was jump balls. I think there was like 10, 12 jump balls yesterday. You're like, eh. One other one, the Iowa State women, God, they were up 13 at TCU and blew that lead as TCU beat the Iowa State women by a score of 80-73. They were so close to snapping TCU's 41-game home winning streak, but weren't able to put it away. But the Cyclone women lose yesterday. Before we take a break, because he had such big games against Iowa, we're going to college football now. And Rondell Moore died over the weekend. What is believed to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound in his garage. Just 25 years old. I mean, you think of those games he had against Iowa, and he's been dealing with injuries since he went to the National Football League. It's so sad when you see that pop up. Even if your career did not take off like you thought it was going to in the National Football League, you're like, man, 25. You have so much to live for, and to see that, you're just like, that one was tough just because of the games he played for Purdue. He was awesome, just awesome,
fantastic. Undersized, but like one of the more electric, exciting college football players that I remember in the last 10, 20 years. Travis, this is something that it's something that isn't talked enough about with sports, is the mental health at the end of a guy's career. So we'll use Rondale Moore. Growing up, he's Rondale Moore, the football player. And he goes to college and he's Rondale Moore, the football player. And he goes to the NFL and he's Rondale Moore, the football player. And then all of a sudden you get a phone call from one day from an agent or some guy who's known you for 5-6 years. And he says, hey, tomorrow you're no longer that guy. You don't get to be Rondale Moore, the football player anymore. Now you go find out who you are. You're 25. And I've talked to guys that say this, like, man, that moment, I sat on my couch for a year trying to figure out who am I? Who's Rondale Moore? This is tragic in all sorts of ways. This is tragic. You're right, Travis. 25 years old. The things that he could have still done, really sad. And I would hope that teams. I think that teams take this stuff so seriously that they start talking to players and say, "Hey, guys, listen, be ready."
Yeah, and not only that, but the most help you need is when your career is over. Whether it's a short career or a long career, the transition into real life is hard for a lot of guys. We got a lot of guys that listen to this show. Guys, I'm talking directly to you. Are you thinking about a vasectomy? Well, Urology Center of Iowa offers a no-scalpel procedure that's quick, straightforward, and performed by specialists who do this every single day. Visit IowaURO.com. That's IowaURO.com and click and schedule your vasectomy appointment. At Urology Center of Iowa, we see you. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Okay. And you said it makes that noise every time you accelerate? Got it. Right. And does it happen only when it's cold out, or does it also happen after you've warmed up for a little bit? And how does that make you feel? Is your car feeling a little down this February? Come on down to Willis Volvo Cars and we'll get her feeling good. To schedule an appointment, give us a call or go online to willisvolvocars.com.
Hey, Tanner with Liberty Lawn and Landscape here. It may be chilly now, but before you know it, spring will be here. We are now booking for spring, so get a hold of us to schedule your next project today. Serving the Des Moines Metro, we specialize in a variety of services such as retaining walls, paver patios, edging and rocking, and much more. Now offering 3D renderings to show you exactly how your project will look before beginning. Liberty is proudly veteran-owned and ready to serve you today.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiscus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels. There's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner at Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. Whoop. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Your wife wants flowers. The Range Rover needs an oil change. Just like every relationship needs maintenance, so does your vehicle. Let Land Rover Des Moines help out with that with $25 off an oil change. Give us a call or schedule online at LandRoverDesMoines.com.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. And Ross, I've got a deal for you. How would you like to have $1 million a year for the rest of your life?
Sounds better than a stick in the eye, Trav. I'll tell you, that's how that sounds. Yes. Yes or no? Yes.
Yes. Well, guess who's making that possible? Guess who's making that possible?
I have an idea of who could make that possible.
The Iowa Lottery is making that possible.
Idea was.
And to tell us more about Millionaire for Life, we haven't seen him since the Iowa State Fair. Matt Strawn is joining us. Good morning, Matt. How you doing?
Hi, bud.
I tell you what, fellas, I can't think of a better way to start the week, but Ross, my man, what's with the hesitation? Somebody asks you if you want to win $1 million a year for the rest of your life. The answer is yes. There's no hedge on that.
I didn't know, Matt, if maybe he was going to offer me more. I'm a real estate agent. Silence is your friend. You know, let him think about it. Maybe he'll throw a bigger number at you.
I always take the W, buddy.
Yeah, you're right. I always loved those commercials, Matt. And they were 20 years ago. But do you remember the guy was sitting in his living room reading the paper and pallets of cash are dropping outside, and his wife's like, "Hey, $1 million just dropped in the yard." And he looks out at his paper and he goes, "Yeah, tell me when there's 7 million." That's unfortunately that was me for a moment. But yeah, $1 million for the rest of your life, $1 million a year for the rest of your life. For some of us, that's a long time. For others,
like me, it's not so long.
Not as long. You probably have more years on this planet than I do, brother.
No, well, and it will not surprise you to learn the creative minds in the lottery industry have decided to call this game, wait for it, Millionaire for Life.
Wow.
Right? You know, it's like,
man, sometimes lightning strikes your brain with creativity.
We bring in those $1 million consultants and all that good stuff, right? And that's where we land, right?
Man, listen, we do think, I loved the winter promotions, the stuff over the holidays, the chilling with the nomies. I do think you guys do. they spend their creative energy in other areas. So Millionaire for Life writes itself.
Well, it does, and don't bury the lead, right?
Yeah,
You know, it's the
exactly,
oldest line in journalism and in messaging. So, but no, Travis is right. Thanks for having me on, guys. You know, it's fun. It's not every day you get to talk about launching a new game. In fact, this is the first new national lotto game that the Iowa Lottery has launched in over a decade. The first one we've done in my 7 years here. So we're having a lot of fun. Game launched yesterday, and I'm sure we'll get into the details, but it's a new for life game. Millionaire for Life. The top prize is exactly how it sounds. You get $1 million a year for as long as you're around. And of course, there's a guaranteed payment if you choose to take the lump sum up front. But what differentiates this game, in addition to the $1 million a year top prize, is we have a pretty strong secondary prize of $100,000 a year for life as well. So both of those, much stronger value proposition to the players than the old Lucky for Life game that we retired on Saturday night. In fact, better odds in this game because we've got a little bit different prize structure, and we've got, we've got 31 states that are part of this as well. So the larger the population we get, the better prizes we have an opportunity to offer.
So did you just say this game is originating out of Iowa and there's a drawing every single, so it's not like Powerball, like Wednesday, Saturday, I think it is that what it is? And Mega Millions. So how does it differentiate from those two other games?
Yep, great question. So this is daily draw game. Every night, 10:15 Iowa time, the drawing happens. 31 states are in the game at the start. The difference, you look at Powerball, so that's Monday, Wednesday, Saturday drawings, Mega Millions, Tuesday, Friday drawings, and then you get to the odds. So the odds of that $1 million a year top prize, let me check my math. It is 1 in 22.9 million, which is even better than the old Lucky for Life game. That was about 1 in 30 million to win even a lesser amount top prize. And any prize, we've got 9 different prize levels in the Millionaire for Life game. So you've got about a 1 in 8 chance of winning a prize of any kind. So it's just, you know, you joked about the holiday tickets, and you think about in the holidays, we sprinkle 5 or 6 different kind of holiday themed tickets out in the marketplace at different price points. These national lotto games are the exact same way. We've tried to broaden out that portfolio. We've got a $1 Lotto America game. You can still get a Powerball ticket for $2. You can do those add-ons for Powerball for just $1. And then we're adding this new game. It's a $5 price point because you got to be able to afford the $1 million a year top prize. But in all the research we've done, players say that they want more choice across varying price point levels, and they want more choice as to when they want to choose to maybe chase one of those, those bigger prizes, as opposed to, something that's, maybe a $1 scratch ticket or a 50-cent pull tab.
So Matt, you said this is the first time you've done one of these in the 7 years you've been there. I assume that means you've had other options. Is it the fact that this one originated in-house that, and what did you guys, what are you offering that those other games maybe didn't, that kept you away from opting in on them?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. One is just the strength of the value proposition. There's something about the $1 million a year for life that just cuts through the clutter. It cuts through the noise. I mean, you guys know this. Think of the attention economy right now, trying to grab somebody's attention for even 2 seconds. And the old Lucky for Life game, great game, served the lottery well, but $1,000 a day for life, $25,000 a year for life. That game like that starts to get a little bit stale. And in talking to states around the country, there was a Cash for Life game, there was a Lucky for Life game, and it made a lot more sense for all of us to work together to offer our players a more unique opportunity to chase that $1 million a year for life. So, and boys, I've seen the actuarial tables. Don't take the lump sum, man. Plan for the long runway, right? You want that payout as long as you're around.
So, but if you win Powerball, take the lump sum. If you win the $1 million for life, take the $1 million a year.
I would say that unless you have a real short runway, Travis. But we even account for that in here, right? That the minimum guarantee would be a 20-year payout if you chose that option, which of course would be part of someone's estate, going down the road. But when we tell all lottery players, we got to be careful when somebody has a big win. Because we can't, of course, tell them what to do with their good fortune. But if it's somebody that has a win of this amount, or of course those Powerball jackpots, you've got 180 days to come see us. Take your time, talk to an attorney, talk to an accountant, make the decision that's best for you and your family. And if you're somebody that comes from, a family or a group of friends that have some sophistication with finances, maybe that lump sum, and then, you can take care of that in a way that's going to provide generational wealth is great. If you're someone that's maybe not used to that type of amount, maybe think about those payouts every year, because it gives you a couple of years to kind of figure out, how to work with finances that size. And, if you stub your toe, maybe on a spending decision or two, you've got another decade plus of payments coming your way.
So you said you've seen the actuarial tables. I'm just curious. Do they tell you that you can expect a winner a day, 2 winners a week, 1 winner a month? What do the actuarial tables actually tell you is going to happen here?
Yeah, and that's what's fascinating with with the lottery industry, right? It's math at the end of the day. And with this prize structure in the game matrix, so it's a pick 5 numbers out of 58 in the base game, and then you have a millionaire ball numbered 0 to 5. So obviously pick one of those numbers. And because the lower odds, the old Lucky for Life game was about 1 in 30 million to win the top prize. This one's about 1 in 22 million to win the top prize. Compare that to a Powerball, which is 1 in 292 million to win that jackpot. So the expectations in this game will be, it will deliver over a dozen to a dozen and a half millionaires over the course of a given year, which is certainly more hits than we see on a Powerball jackpot or a Mega Millions jackpot. So, I think we want to give Iowans a greater chance at having a winning experience. And of course, everybody dreams of what would I do if I hit that big Powerball jackpot. But you think about and it depends what age you are. It's kind of fun to dig into the data. And guys like our age, when you look at what they dream about when, if they win one of these big jackpots, it's a little more security, right? You've got some security now at this point in your life. As you look at kind of a younger demographic, it's freedom. And a prize of this amount, what they really aspire to is the freedom to do what I want to do, make my own decisions. So this is kind of a game that kind of hits that perfectly. So no matter kind of where you are in your life, this provides either that security or that freedom. With the top prize, it's going to get hit more than your typical Powerball or Mega Millions game. That was a terrible long answer.
That's all right. It's all right.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in manifesting, and so I'm gonna speak it into existence. When my friends and I finally win one of our big jackpots that we pool our money together, what's our first step? Do we all have to sign the back of the ticket together? Do we start an LLC? Do you even walk people through some of those financial decisions or hurdles that they're going to come up against?
All right. Well, with the caveat that hopefully our legal counsel isn't watching or listening. I will tread carefully, because we can't give financial or legal advice. But the first thing, do secure the ticket, sign it if you were the one who purchased the ticket. So in order to come to lottery headquarters and claim a prize, and any prize over $250,000, you need to come see us in Clive here at headquarters. Sign the ticket and secure it. That means, whether it's your, safety deposit box at the bank or the credit union or someplace that's secure, sign it, because it needs to be legally purchased, legally possessed, and then legally presented to us. Now, there are some tax ramifications if you're part of a group. You think of, there was a group of Quaker Oats employees in Cedar Rapids a couple decades ago that split a Powerball jackpot. So there are ways that the IRS can actually help make sure that there isn't one person that is stuck with the poor guy that made the run to the Casey's doesn't get stuck on that. But take your time. You've got 180 days in Iowa to come claim a prize in these national lotto games.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Matt, we always love having you on, man. Go Hawks.
I do want to tell you this is that the weekly woohoo, our winners have been very lucky, and they've been winning with their scratch tickets that they've been getting. We get reports almost on a weekly basis. Hey, my woohoo prize pack came in, and not only did I win the woohoo, but they won money with the scratch tickets they got. So they're happy.
That is awesome. Well, and I know we are in kind of a lower trust society right now, but we honestly don't know where those winning tickets go around the state. I'm sure everybody's thinking, hey, Strawn's just making sure Travis and Ross have the good ones. to give to their listeners. When those pallets leave the warehouse, we have no idea where the winners go. So that's what's cool though about the lottery industry and just having fun, right? We're a product that is designed to generate revenue for good causes like veterans here in Iowa. But at the end of the day, you've got that $2 and are dreaming about what you'll do with a Powerball jackpot or a $5 scratch ticket that, maybe gets into a game at Kinnick Stadium. Maybe it wins you $20 so you can buy a round, round at the bar for your buddies. That's just kind of the fun that we want to bring with the lottery.
Hell, I can buy the bar. If I win the power, I can just buy the bar and have a free bar night. All right. So before we let you go, last time we saw you was at the State Fair when you set the new world's record for most scratch-off tickets. Are you working on anything new for this year to get people fired up?
Bar.
Great question. And I will not anger my marketing team by giving you a little sneak peek. We do have some things we're thinking about for this summer. We're going to be a grandstand sponsor again of all the acts out at the State Fair. So look for some cool things there. I will tease you with this. I'm the chair of the National Powerball Board. We have been working with the NFL on launching a co-branded Powerball NFL game consistent with the start of the 26 NFL season. So we might have a curtain raiser a little bit later in the year on that one. That's a pretty exciting initiative for us as well. But short term, actually you can find us out at the arena at Casey Center on Friday night. It's Iowa Lottery Night at the Iowa Wolves. We're giving away some really cool prizes at the arena Friday night, but also you've got another couple weeks to enter a contest. We're actually hosting some folks. We'll take them up to the cities for a T-Wolves Trailblazers game, meet and greet with players, courtside during warm-ups, premium seating, free food, bev, a little bit of spending cash, all the fun stuff we do. So ialottery.com, check out all the details. Download the Iowa Lottery app. It costs you nothing to be a member of the VIP club, which is where many of these great experiences can be found.
Excellent,
Thanks, Matt. Love having you on,
good
buddy.
catching up, buddy.
It is, man. Appreciate what you do. Thanks for having me on.
Nope. Thank you. Thank you for your support, too. We very much appreciate it.
You're welcome. Be good. Have a great week.
All right.
Bye-bye.
See you. Millionaire for life. Pumps
Buy me
up.
a boat.
Would you really get a boat?
Yeah, and a truck to pull it. Probably get me a Yeti weighed down with some silver bullets. That's all a song. I'm just stealing lyrics right now.
I would relocate us both somewhere, build us a nice studio, hire Owen. We would be together every single day.
I love that idea. I've still got a little girl that's.
Well, she can relocate. I don't think she would be upset with warmer weather.
I wouldn't tell you that, dude. So here's the deal. Somebody put in the chat like, "Hey, be careful with those lithium batteries. They'll explode on the charger." And I left mine on the charger. I'm like, oh. So I ran outside to unplug them real quick from the garage, and I ran out there, and it is cold outside.
See, I'm anal about my batteries. I won't leave them in the garage. They have to be at room temperature unless I'm actually using them. I charge them basically inside, and because
I'll bring the charger inside so they stay at room temp. That's a good idea.
Yeah. So because I don't know, I'm particular about it.
Yeah. Mine does have. Kira writes in, says most of them overcharge protection. Mine does have that, and when it gets full, it is but it was still sitting on the charger, and I got all freaked out. And it's because
Ray says pay Justin more. Well, Justin, we can announce this because Justin finally landed himself a full-time job.
He did.
We could not tell Justin not to take the job.
Oh,
that would have been selfish on our part. He is going to be with Ross next week when I'm in Italy, and that's going to be his final week with us. And so he's going to go. He finally got himself a big boy job. One that has benefits. One that has a regular paycheck. He doesn't have to mow Grandview this summer. And he called us for advice. I'm like, Justin, we're not going to tell you not to take the job. So he's with his dad right now. They went to Big Bend. He sent us a picture this morning.
Did you see that photo? He said, see, I wish it is. So good on Justin. I wish you could, Justin, if you're listening, call us on the call or hit the link on your phone so you can share that with everybody. He's up on this unbelievable bluff. It looks like a Ansel Adams photo in color. Beautiful. Here, I'll see if I can just share it. It doesn't do it justice. doesn't do it justice. You can't see the beautiful sunrise, the orange and blue. You can't see the chemtrail. The airplane going across the sky. But it's all there.
You and your chemtrails,
dude. Listen, that's about 900th on my conspiracy list right now. Okay, I don't even care about that anymore. It's way bigger and deeper than that now. I keep you away. I protect you from the deepest, darkest parts of
because in deep down I just don't care. Right?
And most people don't. Most people don't.
No,
most people are like. Travis, most people are in the thing of focus on what you can control. And when I say I do this for entertainment, I mean it. I do, because I've really gotten good at focusing on what I can control. But I do use that entertainment portion of my brain on this conspiracy theory stuff. And by the way, not much conspiracy, it seems like anymore. A lot of conspiracy, not much theory.
I'm just convinced that we are in the matrix, being moved around on some big computer board. We're nothing but energy. I'm going to die, and you're right. I'll control what I can control and not get fired up about the other stuff, because I would go insane.
And I think a lot of people are at that point. They're like, okay, if I keep, my worry doesn't help control it. My worrying about it and focusing on it doesn't do anything for it. So I'll just ignore it.
Hey, did you see this Kurt McHenry story over the weekend? He's a former wrestler for Penn State. I
did see this.
I have the sound ready to go, but he says some things in there that would offend a lot of, because we don't have to edit our stuff anymore, right? So he uses some words, and I've got it ready to go, but I don't think I'm going to play it, because I don't want believe it or not, I don't want some of the words on the show, right? I mean, it's not the F-bomb. He uses the N-word a couple times, right? And I'm like, I just don't need that with on the show. But he accused. Now, a lot of people are blowing him off, Ross, saying, well, he's mentally unstable. He's got some mental health issues, and they're like not taking him seriously. And I'm like, why aren't you, just because he's got mental health issues, do you think he might have mental health issues because of what he is accusing teammates at Penn State doing? Like, he talked about getting his penis flicked. He talked about getting a finger up the butt. And this all happened at the Penn State program. He talked about how they embraced like this spirituality meditation where it's almost cult-like. But everybody's like, he's mentally screwed up. Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
I saw this, Trav, and I don't know what to make of it. I really don't. Because I think when you watch it, you can see that you're right. There's something there, and I don't mean there's some truth there. I mean, maybe what you're seeing is a result of what happened, but I would agree with the people that say he needs some help. He needs some help, either dealing with what he dealt with or handling some of the stuff. I have no idea what else to make of it besides a person is claiming that some really weird stuff happened. Again, dude, I've been paying attention long enough to know, is it possible that it's true? Yeah. Is it also possible that a human being is just making this up in their brain? Yeah. Seen both sides of it. The completely absurd, insane be true, and somebody be completely absurd and insane. So other than that, I don't know what to make of it. It's very odd accusations. Yeah, it's a lot like the cult thing, I think, was the thing that talks about some spirituality stuff in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and the conspiracy theories that aren't so much conspiracy theories anymore that you go down, you go, okay, I can believe about anything anymore. I'm to the point where I hear something, I'm not shocked. I'm not offended. I just go, oh, there's some weird people in this world. Weird people. It's like the Iowa thing that hit on Barstool with the fraternity. Did you really expect opening a door and seeing a bunch of guys blindfolded in a dark room? You're like,
don't even get started.
Just saying.
I get started.
Just saying. You got big plans today?
No, not really. Got some running around to do. Got some real estate and stuff. Was going to get some pictures taken. It just has my photographer just reached out to me. I got to move those around because I got a listing coming up on an Urbandale townhouse. I got a beautiful Bondurant place that's coming up. Still got a place in Grimes that I'm trying that I need to get sold. We just got the price on, so real estate and stuff, dude. Get the kids off to school and then start my world here.
And because he did fork out some money for us for bonus points we didn't need. But you mentioned Mark Charter earlier, and Mark Charter at Agency Iowa. He goes, "What does $65 get me?" And I said, "It'll get you a mention." But it was cool of him to show up.
Not only did he show up, and he didn't know what the bill. He just went over to the table and said, "Hey, what can I donate here to cover all the expenses?" And it ended up only being $65. Again, awesome organization, and it's Can Play is fantastic. So is Agency Iowa. Love working with Mark. He's been a wonderful friend and partner.
So yeah, I gotta I'm gonna pack for my trip. I need my wife to tell me what she wants me to take. So she's already packed. I need to figure out what 2 pair of pants I'm going to take, what 3 shirts I'm going to take, and then the rest is underwear and socks. So my buddy Pat's already over there, and so I'll be heading to Italy later on. I think Owen's going to hang out with you on Thursday, maybe a little bit on Friday. I know Bill Blank's coming up with you. Coming up later in the week, Kyle Peterson from ESPN is going to be joining us on Wednesday. The Frisco Baseball Classic is this weekend, and we heard Coach Heller from Iowa talk about RPI opportunities. There's some big RPI opportunities for Iowa coming up this weekend as they play in that classic. They took 2 of 3 from Florida Atlantic this weekend, but we'll be talking a little college baseball on Wednesday with Kyle Peterson from ESPN. So busy week coming up. Busy week coming up. It's always fun to have busy weeks.
Olympics are over, so
thank God. Thank God. If it wasn't for that the 2 hockey games, the women's hockey game and the men's hockey game, I would have got through the entire Olympics without watching anything.
Can't believe you didn't get into the ski-mo. So much fun.
You're right. I probably should have.
The curling. One of the ice skating routines was like a Mortal Kombat thing, and I know because I saw a story, not because I watched it.
We want to thank everybody who listened today, everybody who watched. Kira in the Soviet Union, I guess it's
Siberia.
Russia.
It's not the
Siberia. It's not the Soviet Union. I'm just putting you in a communist bloc.
1983?
We're going back to Yeah. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. Kira probably wasn't even born when that happened.
No.
All
right, buddy. Have a good day.
All right, everybody have a good day. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Start spreading the news, cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with a diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Hey everybody, Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Willis Infinity. Excited to go over some new things this month. Right now, get into an all-new QX80 Lux with $7,000 in retail cash or 1.9% out to 60 months. On top of that, sport and autograph trim levels get an additional $2,000. On the other side of things, experience the luxury of a new QX60 and leverage $5,000 in retail cash or 1.9% at 60 months and an additional $1,000 on autograph and sport trims. For more information, visit our showroom or online at willisinfinity.com.
Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the champagne of bars.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.